and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. It's Barbie Day. It's Barbieheimer Day. So today, 21st of July, big cinema day. Both summer smashers, Barbie movie, and Oppenheimer are out at the cinema today. I'm going to see Barbie tonight at 8:30 with my fellow Barbies, Cuz Barbie, Laura, and Best Barbie, Emma. And I'm very, very excited about it. David has just left. He's got a whole day of cinema ahead of him. He's going to watch Oppenheimer at 12, but him and his friend, our friend, Bod, are going over early doors now to get in the mood, and then they're going to watch Barbie a bit later on. So it's a Barbie day. I'm very, very excited to see the Barbie movie. Very, very excited. I've been very much swept up in the hype. And I thought today's Friday reading vlog could be Barbie inspired. So I'm going to pick myself a pink book. We're very heavily relying on the pink themes here. Pick myself a pink book to read today, off of the shelves, not off of the TBR, off of the shelves. I'm going to wear something pink today. I'm going to watch Lena's new slow fashion Barbie video, which I will link down below. I've been excited about that. And yeah, we're gonna have a Barbie day. However, all Barbies, this Barbie reads, still have to stick to their format and do the questions and everything else. So on a Friday reading vlog, if you haven't been here before, hi. These are videos that I film on a Friday where I spend the day reading, and at the beginning of each video we read a question from these lit chat cards which we answer at the end of the video. Other things that I will need are poetry book, poem for every summer day. What's the hoping that today's poem's going to be about Barbie? Low to none, I would say. And then I've also got my ultimate reading challenge book, whereby if there's any of these remaining challenges I've got that fit the book that I'm reading today, then we can open them. Just as an aside, one of the little challenges is read a genre you've never read before. And I asked on Instagram what people thought, and on the last Friday reading vlog I did, a genre that people thought I haven't read before, and basically everyone said horror. A few people said westerns, and a few people said manga. So if you've got any books in those categories that you think I would enjoy, let me know, because I need to read a horror, a western, or a manga so I can claim this little prize. Any prizes I can claim today, consider I'm going to be picking a pink book off the shelf. Read a book currently on a bestsellers list. I don't think I've got any of those. There's something about read a book you selected based purely on its cover design. Well, should we do that then? So we're going to pick a pink book today because Barbie. So if I get all of my pink books off the shelves and then pick a pink book based purely on the cover design, then I can have that little prize, can't I, at the end? Let's do that then. I'll get all the pink books, pop them here, and then we'll work through and pick one based purely on the cover design. Let's do that. Here I am with all the pink books. Let's start working through. So I say pink books, these are all pink spined books, but we need to find one in here that I want to read based purely on the cover design. So I've got to forget about what the book's about and just go based purely on the cover design. I won't reread any, but let's do that. Right, okay, so The King's General by Daphne du Maurier. Obviously really want to read this, but this isn't very pink. Extra points, let's say, for Barbie pink. I suppose this is Barbie pink, but I don't think that, it's not the pinkest of covers, is it? Soul Tourist by Bernardine Evaristo. Pink, summery. Shouldn't be thinking about that, but it's not screaming at me. Beautiful World, Where Are You? Front cover's not screaming at me either. It's About Bloody Time, period. That front cover's not screaming at me either. We haven't had any violets. I mean, that's probably the least pink thing ever, but I think it's ended up because it's slightly pink. In fact, I might rehouse that to sort of like the beige section. I'm gonna rehouse that and the Sally Rooney to the beige section. Four Treasures of the Sky. That is a good front cover, but it's not brilliant. This one is brilliant. This is going on the short list. The God of Good Looks by Brianne McIvor. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Right, that's going. Empress Aniya, which I do love this front cover, but I've already read it. That, I think, screams Barbie. The pink and then the necklace, but sadly I've already read it. Bargain Bin Rom Com by Lena Norms. This is going on the shortlist because I love that picture. The pink is huge Barbie vibes. It's going on the shortlist. This Is Not a Drill by Extinction Rebellion Handbook. I actually need to rethink this, whether or not this is maybe out of date now, because I think this was published in 2019, so I'm sure a lot of their messages have changed, but not. The front cover isn't screaming Barbie at me. A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lynn. This is a very, very good front cover. Look at all of that. That's going on the shortlist. There's 3 on the shortlist. No Big Deal. Oh, I like that. This is a good short cover as well, and it's quite Barbie because that figure in the middle reminds me a lot of the stance of a Barbie, so that's going on there. Flapjacks and Feudalism. I like this front cover a lot too. Pink, and then it's got a little house made out of a flapjack. Social mobility and class in the archers. That's going on the shortlist too. Oh God, we're getting loads and loads on the shortlist. Love is an Ex-Country by Randa Jarrah. This front cover is fine. That is not making the shortlist. An Olive Grove in Ends by Moses Mackenzie. I like the background of it. It's not as good as these other ones. My Time Among the Whites by Janine Capo Crusade. I do very much like the yellow and pink here together. Reminds me of Mr. Blobby, but it's not a winner. Oh, speaking of winners, this is so Barbie. This is so Barbie and Ken. This is Tom Allen's second memoir, Too Much. Look at the picture. That is an amazing, amazing picture. And his outfit is really screaming sort of Ryan Gosling as Ken on a press tour. Pink around the outside, bright yellow umbrella, summer vibes. That's a high scorer. Oh, that really caught my eye, that did. Meaty by Samantha Irby, essays. Lovely little hedgehog on there, but not making it. After You'd Gone by Maggie O'Farrell. Love the font on this, but it's not as good as the other ones. Oh, I wonder if anyone's going to beat that Tom Allen one. It's really, really good. Frog Music by Emma Donoghue. Lovely pair of blue boots, but no. The Lost Daughter. It's fine. It's not doing loads to me. Same as this, the other Maggie O'Farrell. The Distance Between Us by Maggie O'Farrell. I might even have read that. No, I haven't read that. Red, White and Royal Blue. This is a good front cover, and these are serving Ken energy. Kenergy. So that goes on the shortlist too. Marilyn and Me by Ji Min Lee. Nice front cover, Barbie pink. But I'm not drawn to it in the way the others are. What Would the Spice Girls Do? I've actually already read this, so that doesn't even count. And The Movement by Aisha Malik. Fine front cover, not top. So how many have we got on the old shortlist? So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 on the shortlist. The first one is Red, White and Royal Blue. Shall I pit them against each other? So Red, White and Royal Blue versus Casey McQuiston versus Tom Allen Too Much. And both of these are very, very good. And both are serving massive Ken energy. But this Tom Allen one, it's the blue of his suit. It's this pink, that's just so much Barbie energy. So that's going there. Then we've got Flapjacks and Feudalism versus No Big Deal. I think No Big Deal wins it because of the stance of our main character here. So that's going on there. Oh, that's gonna fall. A Magic Steeped in Poison versus Bargain Bin Rom Com. It's this one, isn't it? That is the pure Barbie pink, and I cannot take my eyes off of that drawing that Lena's done on the front. Here we go. And then the last one that goes through is A God of Good Looks, which I also love. The front cover, beautiful. Right, so we're down to 4. So we'll do 2. Oh God, so this is going to work out perfectly. So then I can do it. So The God of Good Looks versus Bargain Bin Rom Com. I think again it's Bargain Bin Rom Com. Also, I'm sort of thinking, if I pick this, there's every chance I could read this and something else today. And this is Barbie pink. So yeah, we'll go for that. I know that wasn't pure cover design, but, and then No Big Deal against Too Much. It's got to be this. I honestly, when I saw this next to the pile there, I was like, wow, that is pure Ken energy. So there we go. So I'm going to read these two today, which is exciting. So I've got to put all these back on the shelves. I'll start with a poem, then I'll move on to this, and I'll go in between the two of them today. Also, this feels lovely. Oh, that's a lovely thing to do. So yeah, 2 Barbie inspired front covers to read for today. Let's put all of these back, have a sip of water, and make a cup of tea, and start with some poetry, I think, for the day. I'm gonna have a very leaner, heavy day because I'm gonna watch her Barbie video as well. I'm gonna watch her Barbie video before I get dressed for the day because I want to be Barbie inspired. I want to wear something pink, basically. I don't know how much pink I've got. We can find out together. Well, hold on. I haven't picked the question for today, so let's pick the question for today. Then I can get on with my day. Oh, one more. We're getting down the business end of these questions now, lads. Okay, we'll go for the awakening. Is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? Is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? A great question, similar to last week's question. Last week's question was what's the worst book you've ever read? So there may be a few crossovers because in the comments from last week I remember a lot of people said, oh, my worst book was a book that I had to read for school. So think about, if you answered last week with a book you hated because you had to read it in school, think of the other side of the question, which is a book that you absolutely loved. Is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? There we go. And we'll answer that at the end of the video. Now, cup of tea.
No, that's not why, but
I'm also listening to a good read. I don't know if they've done this wrong, but it seems that I got 2 episodes of a good read. The one I'm listening to at the moment is Susanna Hoffs and Nina Wadia, and they're just about to start talking about small pleasures. So there's 2 episodes out on the same day, so I don't know if that's a mistake, but anyway, onwards. So make a cup of tea. I'll put it in my most Barbie mug, which is this red one with pink feminist written on it. I love this mug. I got it sent from me from Ridley Games a couple of years ago, and I think it remains one of my favourite mugs. And I'm going to drink my cup of tea, read a poem. The first poem is called Oh God. Then I'm going to read a little bit of Tom Allen. Then I'm going to make some Marmite's crumpets with Marmite on top. Then I'll think about getting ready for the day. Picked out some pinkish bookmarks. Flamingos, literally the most pinkest thing you can, the pinkest animal you can get. Flamingos, I would agree with myself. And then this bookmark as well, which is pink with a zebra on it. But onwards with some poetry. I'm excited about this. Very good, Lena. Breakfast done, lovely. 2 cups of tea done, lovely. Oh God, the back cover of this is even more Kennedy. 40 pages into Too Much. I think Tom Allen's last one was called No Shame. And I've read 4 poems from Bargain Bin Rom Com, including the titular poem. But my favourite, I think, is In the Event of Zombies, which is about battening down the hatches with someone you love during that time. It just made me think of David and how much I love him. So there we go, it's going well. I'm gonna go and get in the bath because I'm on the other end of a very, very bad period. I've had my period was so painful this month. I mean, I suffer anyway, but oh my God, this month it was awful. And one of the only things that really helps is a bath. So I'm gonna have a bath this morning. Then I'm going to get hair ready, pick a pink outfit. I've also got some like summer clothes to sort out. Still, I mean, I'm enjoying it, touch wood. Books are made of wood, aren't they? But there hasn't been a hotter day while we've been in the country, because it was hot while we were on our honeymoon, but we weren't here, than 23 degrees. And it's, well, almost the end of July, isn't it? What is it? The 21st of July today. Which I'm enjoying because I'm not a hot weather person. But yeah, it's meant that I've just been sort of wearing my normal stuff, like t-shirts and a few dresses I got from Stitch Fix and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little sort out today, and also sort out some pink outfits and work out what I'm going to wear tonight. So I'll help you pick, I'll let you help me pick out stuff, and I'll also show you a few things that I'm sorting, because I know you guys like to see me sort my wardrobe. And then it's probably time for lunch, and I've got leftovers, which I'm delighted about. We had friends around for dinner last night, and I made a seasonal dinner out of Ellie Pear's cookbook Green. I love cooking seasonally, and she's got 4 seasonal sort of suppers in there. And I made the summer one last night, and I'm already excited about making the autumn one, but I can't make that till September. But yeah, so I think I'll go and get in the bath now. I'll take Tom Allen with me into the bath, read a bit more. The only thing is that this is ripped here, and I keep getting my finger caught in it and making this rip go more and more. So eventually we're not going to have a front cover, but I don't want to take the front cover off because I love it so much. But we will go onwards. Onwards, onwards. Hi. She's done her hair. I've put on some, does anyone else do? Well, I mean, I'm sure you all do, but like when I've got out of being clean and I think, well, I don't want to put my clothes on first. I've still got a bit of, I've got to eat my lunch, which I'm basically worried about spilling down me. And I've got to pick out something to wear, etc. So I thought I'd put on some comfy clothes, including shorts and a pyjama top. Pink, obviously, because of Barbie. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna whip out every pink item I own, including pink bag. In fact, this bag is actually the perfect pink, isn't it? Pink bag. I've got a pink belt on here somewhere as well. Anything else pink? That's all fallen down. Yeah, I'm gonna whip out everything I've got that's pink. Anything pink on there? There's another pink belt, but I don't need that. I need to sell that pink belt actually. Anything pink, I'm gonna whip out and hang on here. Then I'm gonna get the boxes, have a little rummage through those, find stuff that's pink in there, get everything out. Then I'll go and have my lunch, come back, have a little fashion show Barbie try on. Then I've want to film my recent book haul. All in between this, there's reading going on, obviously. But yeah, let's go. So pink, pink, pink. As my nan used to say, pink to make the boys wink.
Switches the alarm off and carries the candle over to the stairs. She could leave.
Like I said, not all that much pink. So this is the dress that I sort of had designs on wearing. It's from Nobody's Child. Although the 2 lovely bows that were in the sleeves, I've kept them in, but last time they got washed, they've washed out. So I need to re-bow those, which isn't my forte. But I could wear this with some cowboy boots. I've got this pink jumpsuit, which is very nice. That could be worn with trainers or other stuff. And then I've got 2 pink shirts, one of which is this baby pink with lots of embroidery on. I mean, beautiful. Look, my cousin Laura gave that to me. And then this pink shirt, which is pink stripy. But like I said, I've still got the other boxes to go through to see if there's anything pink in there. So let's do that.
Stone, cold, wet. She knows where she is, David. The sideboard has toppled, obscuring the pink glow of the pill clock. Whitney helps her clear the path directly to the amygdala and hippocampus, she says. He nods, and then he sits back, slightly disappointed. I still can't smell a match without one.
So I think I'm gonna have to have a little try on, but the things I've pulled out are t-shirt with pink writing on that says The Love Club. I think the font on that is quite Barbie as well, isn't it? These are all the pink items. Bowie t-shirt, which whilst pink and lovely, I don't think that's gonna get worn now, but nice to have it out. This jumpsuit, which has got pink flowers on it, it's quite, the print is quite 70s, it's from Joni. I've got a couple of jumpsuits in that style. I'll try that on. A pink, or peachy pink dress with lobsters on it. That's from Joni as well. We'll try that on too. A vintage from Tesco's pink stripy dress. This is actually quite Barbie. Well, maybe I will wear this. Hi Barbie. Which needs a belt on it to sort of pull it together, but I do have a pink belt. It's completely gone out of shape now, but it is one of my favourite summer items to wear, so I'll try that on too. This is the trying on pile. And then this t-shirt, which is pink. I mean, this would be apt because it's a pink Little Women t-shirt, and Greta Gerwig, who is the director of the Barbie film, also directed Little Women, which is my favourite film ever. So I'll try that on too. Now, I also pulled out a pair of white Topshop jeans, which I bought second hand. They're a little bit mucky. I mean, I'm not a white jeans person, but I feel like those would go with a lot of the t-shirts. So I'll try those on, but I will probably try on normal, like as in blue denim jeans with these things as well. And then I want to try on this dress and the jumpsuit. I don't think I'm going to go for either of the shirts because it's a bit warm. So she's going to go and have some breakfast now. No, she's had breakfast. No, do you know what? As I said, I'll put this one away because I'm not going to wear this one. I want to watch the Lena video about her slow fashion Barbie challenge. So I'm going to go and watch that. And then I'll have some lunch. And then I'll get changed and film my book haul. But yeah, I haven't done much clothes sorting out, but I've got about 10 pink items out, so David will be pleased with me. Okay, so actually it's not a video, a whole video, it is a series of shorts about different Barbie outfits she's picked. So there's 4, the Friday one isn't up yet. Barbie outfit number 1. Barbie makeover for my inner misogynist, that's Tuesday. Pink aversion therapy, thanks Barbie, on Wednesday. The tacky Barbie outfit on Thursday, and I imagine there'll be one up today, so I'm going to sit and watch those before luncheon makes an appearance. So let's go. Don't watch any, oh, we'll pause this. I don't watch any shorts really. I think that's probably part of why I didn't get into TikTok. Although I have been using TikTok recently to look up cleaning methods. But yeah, I do prefer sort of longer form stuff, but let's have a look. I've never made a short. Do you guys watch shorts? Let me know. Anyway, secondhand Barbie core. Well, I very much enjoyed all of those shorts, and I'm grabbing my notebook because I've got to start pulling together a list of the prompts that I'm going to do for Outfits October. And obviously, Barbie has got to be one of them this year, hasn't it? I'll head to the back for this. Outfits October prompts ideas. Have you got any of those, by the way? Leave them down below. Delicious leftovers. Watermelon salad. Cauliflower steaks with couscous. Aubergines and tomatoes with garlic yogurt. And then a dip. I just love leftovers so much. I'm going to read a bit more. I am. Yum. Next poem's called Text Back. The intro to this says, TB was a common phrase used at the end of texts by teenagers in the 90s and noughties. It indicated that you'd like the recipient to reply, which sounds trite now, but I promise it was salacious and vulnerable and a carefully considered thing. Before TB, I used to write WB, right back, before TB became a thing. What I will say about my house is that it's not very much lended to being able to fit in a whole outfit when you're dressed in a whole outfit. This might be the best we can manage. Also, I've been bitten by a mosquito or something. So, the options are this dress, which I already know I love. This dress, which I haven't worn for ages but I already know I love. This t-shirt, which I think is just literally screaming Barbie, isn't it? With maybe these jeans, or maybe blue jeans. Blue jean, baby! And I think that might be it. I might try on this just for So right, so let's get some tried on. Let's get the Barbie soundtrack on as well. Let's. And I'll show you the options and then we'll pick one. First outfit, it's lovely, but it's not the Barbie vibe I'm going for. So I'm actually going out with friends this weekend and I feel like I might wear this then. I like the sort of fit of a tea dress on me. The length's lovely, the material's lovely, pockets, lovely. But this isn't the Barbie vibe I'm going for. So let's try something else. Well, this is more like it. It's giving George Michael in Wham vibes, isn't it? So these are the only pink shoes I own. These little like slingbacks from Sainsbury's, I've had them for years. This is a bag that I bought. God, do you know, I love it when this happens and I love telling this story. I was at a wedding in Ireland and I didn't have a bag and I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot to buy a bag. So I went into a supermarket and bought this in Dunnes Stores for like €8 and I've had it for years and it has remained just in pristine condition and it's perfect size because you can fit a paperback in there, fits everything. So yeah, €8 well spent. And then I've got this really old t-shirt. These jeans were secondhand on Depop, originally from Topshop. This t-shirt I've had for years. I like it. It's still not like massively what I was hoping for. I feel like if there was a Barbie Boxing Day, this would be the outfit that I'd be wearing on Barbie Boxing Day. But I don't feel like it's Barbie main event. Let's see what we can do. But I still very much like it. So if neither of the other outfits match up, I say neither, I've still got I could try that on as well, the jumpsuit. I've still got this in reserve. These jeans are very, very comfortable as well. Although I am on my period, is that wise? Right, I feel like this is giving Barbie main event. I love the two pinks, the belt and this with it. The bra is not right, but I can change the bra. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. It feels very hi Barbie. So elated with this one. This may well be what ends up being worn. Yeah, I like this one a lot, but we've still got two more. There's still two more options. Well, we're just going from strength to strength. Now, this is a dress that I wear all the time anyway, but I've not worn it before with these pink shoes. I normally wear it with cowboy boots. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. But this is the pinkest thing I own, and I think I love the pink gingham anyway, and then this with the pink bag and the pink shoes, it's just adding pink, pink, pink times. So this is winning so far. Like, as much as I love the other one, this is winning so far. And I also feel like this is, it's not the weather for that dress really, but it is the weather for this dress. So the last thing I've got to try on now, I'm just going to try on the jumpsuit, the all-in-one, which is also very Barbie. So let's try that on and then we can make a decision. Hi Barbie, we have a winner. So, I mean, this is the pinkest thing ever, isn't it? So I was saying that the last thing was the pinkest thing ever, but I think two shades of pink, so this light pink with the bright pink accessories, I love it. And I feel very sort of cool and cinema-y in it, and it's got massive pockets, and yeah, I'm elated with it. So I will be wearing this evening. I also am really pleased to wear it because this is a jumpsuit from Jodie Clothing that I've owned for like 4 or 5 years now. I've got this in this colour and in green. It's like this sort of stretched denim-y material. And every time I wear it, I feel like a 10. Like, I just love that. And I love the fact that it's something that I've owned for a while and I can keep wearing it. And I wear it in the winter with long sleeves underneath. I wear it in the summer without. It's a little bit too heavy for sort of hot summer. So the fact that it's 22 degrees, whatever it is today, perfect. I couldn't be happier with my Barbie outfit. Now I've just got to do my makeup and film a couple of videos. I'm listening to the audiobook of Metronome by Tom Watson at the moment, which I'm quite into. It was a recommendation from Sarah Cox. Between the pages, between the sheets, between the covers. I never know what it's called. When's the new series of that going to be out, I wonder? That must be soon. But it's very good, about a couple who are on an island serving a prison sentence for 12 years for a crime that you don't know about when you first meet them. Now I found out what their crime was and their life on this island. Very gripping. I'm very into it. I'm halfway through now. Just filmed a video of the sort of like wrap up of the first half of the year. Enjoyed filming it a lot, very much enjoyed it. I think it's going to take some editing, but I'm going to probably do that on Sunday. David's working on Sunday, so I'll probably do that then. I've got a book haul to film. I don't know whether or not to film that today as well. I'm feeling quite hungry. I don't know why. I had quite a big lunch, but it doesn't matter because I've got this peanut butter crunch ice cream to eat, so I'm going to eat that and do a bit more reading, and then maybe film. Yeah, I'm definitely going to film the book haul today because it's good to get ahead. It's good to get ahead. God, this is lovely. This Barbie loved the film. Really, really loved the film. I was saying to Laura and Emma, like, it might even be the first time I've been to a big release on the day it's come out when there's like quite a lot of hype around it. You would have seen that I was dressed in pink, Laura was dressed in pink, Emma had a Barbie t-shirt on, but loads and loads and loads of other people were dressed in pink. And there was loads of people like who worked there who were dressed as the Barbies in the film. It was really, really good. I had a really good time with it. I thought the messaging was great. I thought it was going to be all sort of hijinks and all set in the Barbie world. But it wasn't. It had a sort of like deeper message, and the ending I think was a bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. Ryan Gosling was hilarious in it, and I was saying to David, I don't think I've ever seen him in like a comic role, like as comic as this one. His facial expressions and his like reactions to stuff were very, very, very good. I really, really thought it was good. It was the sort of film where I could have sat and watched it all over again, and I feel like that very rarely. Do you remember when we went to watch About Time, David? And you were like, I could sit and watch that all over again. That's how I felt after the end of it. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Loved wearing pink. Also got a little free dessert, which was very nice. Had a pizza in there. Very, very lovely. Really enjoyed it. Would definitely go and watch it again. Definitely. So yeah, a lovely Barbie day yesterday. So shall we wrap this up? So, let's take the question first, then we'll do, let's do my reading challenge first because I've wanted to do this. So, yesterday's reading challenge I was working towards was, where is it? It's something about reading a book. Alright, read a book you selected based purely on its cover design. So yesterday I went through all my pink books and picked out my two most Barbie looking books, which were Tom Allen's Too Much and Bargain Bin Rom Com by Lena Norms. And I'm doing very well actually. So I'm 22 pages into Bargain Bin Rom Com, so that's about halfway through. And then I've read 104 pages of Too Much by Tom Allen, which is almost halfway through, guys. Almost halfway through both of those. And anyway, let's have a look. So read a book you selected based purely on its cover design. Haven't done this in bloody ages. So let's see what little prize I've got. Oh, it's really in there. Oh, you always like to see what little prize is, don't you? Mm. It's a little magnetic snap bookmark, which is lovely. Look, with all books on it. She's coming forward to show you. Can you see it? Can you see it? Go on. Go on. Oh, I haven't got enough hands to click on it. There we go. So it looks like this. And it's one of those ones that's magnetic. So it goes over the top of your page. Which can be helpful actually, because I'll find the top of the page. What's the date today? 22nd. So yeah, so I'll just show you how it works, because if you don't know how bookmarks work, but there we go. Over the top of the page like that. Lovely. Cool. Okay, so the question, that's a very good gift actually. The question was, is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? Is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? Now, I'm thinking back to my secondary school years, and I'm thinking back to 2 books, both taught in English. And the first one that I don't think I hated any of the books we read in school, but I really didn't love Cider with Rosie by Laurie Lee. Actually, there's a prompt in here to reread a book that you hated in high school. Well, and I was thinking of doing North and South for that, but I really didn't like Cider with Rosie. And I think it's because it felt a bit grown up for us to be reading. It was in year 9, so it was when I went to the school first. And I just felt like I wasn't equipped to deal with it. And I don't know if our English teacher was that good, if I'm being honest. She was a bit sort of away with the fairies. And I remember feeling quite out of my depth reading that. So I wonder if I were to revisit that, how I would feel about that now. So that was one I didn't like at all. And then one that I did like was Hard Times by Charles Dickens. And for similar reasons, actually, because I was saying I felt a bit out of my depth with that and didn't really understand it. But I remember reading Hard Times and being really excited that this was a Charles Dickens book, and I really understood everything that was going on. And again, it was a change of teacher, so I think it was the fact that we had a teacher that was really helping us with it. But I remember being really thrilled that I was able to understand what was going on in a Charles Dickens book and feeling very proud of myself about that. I haven't reread it. I wonder how I'd feel about it now, because I bet it's a bit monotonous and grey. But yeah, those are the 2 books I would pick, Cider with Rosie and Hard Times. But would like to hear what you would pick. Is there a book you were required to read in school that you absolutely loved or absolutely hated? There we go. And then the last thing, luckily I put my little bookmark in here because we've got 2 poems to pick from. So we've got The Law of the Jungle by Rudyard Kipling. Oh, that's a long one. Or Walking Across the Atlantic by Billy Collins. Oh, weirdly, yesterday's poem was Apples by Laurie Lee. So, and who wrote Cider with Rosie. So if we'd have got there, I would have been reading out one of those. But I think I'm going to go for Walking Across the Atlantic by Billy Collins. Here we go. I wait for the holiday crowd to clear the beach before stepping onto the first wave. Soon I'm walking across the Atlantic, thinking about Spain, checking for whales, water sports. I feel the water holding up my shifting weight. Tonight I will sleep on its rocky surface. But for now, I try to imagine what this must look like to the feet below. Fish below, the bottoms of my feet appearing, disappearing. Interesting. There we go. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this Barbie themed Friday reading vlog. I'm even in Barbie colours today, David.
Very good.
Imagine.
Very on brand.
Very on brand. And I'll see you all again soon for another book video. Goodbye.